Okay, so let's look at this. So this is a little different. If you look at it, it doesn't have a clean white background like the girl did. So let's go to our channels, which is in here. So window channels, because all our palettes live under windows. Okay, so I'm going to go through this. Here's red. There's green. Okay, and that's clearly the channel we want to use right there. Because that light value in RGB is telling me that's where the most amount of the color of that channel is. So if I go to red, the most amount of white is where the most amount of red is, so on and so forth. The most amount of white is where all the green is, so on and so forth. Does that make sense? So here the sky's blue, so that's the most amount of, that's how it shows it in the breakdown of this. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to click right here, make a selection. It doesn't matter what it selects. It's just that it gives me this button. And now I have an alpha channel. Oops. And I'm going to, actually I think I just inverted it. Yeah. Now I have an alpha channel. And this is what I'm going to start to manipulate in the same way we just did. But now we have to do a little more work because we have to balance this shape to this shape and get them to separate. Does that make sense? Okay. This is another example of if you're going to separate this to do something, you're never going to get in here with a pen tool. Even if I tried to do that, I think this is a high-res file. I can only get so close to it anyway, so it'd almost be impossible. So same drill. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go to my levels, and I'm going to try and get that. Actually, I'm going to go right to the white here. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to the dark, and I'm going to try and get this as dark as I can without completely destroying the sky. I'm going to go to the white. And again, we don't want those edges to get ate up. I'm going to try this. I don't think this will work, but I'm going to try it. Yeah, it's probably too much. So what I'm going to have to do here is pull some of that back in. And then the same, once you get it, and I would finesse this a lot more, but I'm going to do it for the sake of time. Then again, I come in here, get my brush, my overlay, make sure these are defaulted, so click right there. And then for now, I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to hit X, so I'll flip to black. And I'm going to start getting this all darkened up. But now what I'm going to have to do here, which we didn't really have to do in the last one, is I'm going to have to switch to a white brush, so hit X, and get rid of things like that. Okay, I could probably get a little softer brush. See, I don't want to lose that right there. See, I'm losing that. I don't want to lose that. So that's sort of where your threshold problem comes in. I'm getting a little sloppy right there. Does that make sense? This one we have to pick the right channel, which we've determined is blue. Now anytime you're going to do this, you just want to go to the channel and find the channel with maximum contrast. Okay? Then it's going to be the same drill. Let's just do this real quick. I'll just do a quick selection on this. Now this one I'm using overlay, but it's now getting to a point where it's not covering like I want. So I'm going to get off of this overlay thing, go to normal, and I'm just painting this out. I couldn't do this up here because it would start painting onto the white, but down here, since it's just all black, it should be fine. Now I'm going to go back to overlay, right there. Oh, I'm losing some stuff here. Okay, so I think I want to keep that. So let's do this. Let's go back to channels, alpha, made a selection. I'm going to go back to my layers. It's selected. I'm going to go layer mask, and there it is. Now let's do this. Let's go to see how it looks. What I usually do is I put a mid-value gray back here. Mid-value gray will tell me if I have black overlay or white fringe, either or. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. So if we want to take this now and go, let's do a couple things. I don't want to do that. I'm going to grab an image. So we'll grab this one. I'm going to grab one other one. Let's try, make sure this is big. Yeah, large. Let's just try this one. Okay. This is going to pixelate, but that's okay. Now I can put my sky in there, and if it wasn't pixelated, it would look pretty good, right? Now the other thing, you guys, if you were going to do this and you wanted to put, say, a sunset behind it, like that, then what would happen? Anybody know? This foreground right here isn't going to stay like that. It's going to go, this foreground is going to go pretty dark. It's going to go more like that. Does that make sense? Because you're backlighting something. When you backlight it, it tends to go into silhouette. But if I leave a little bit, if you look on my screen, it's a little hard to see up there. I left a little bit of the foreground, like warm, and it feels pretty natural. Okay? Does that make sense? So let's do it.